We are back with team coverage of the storm. Lots of rain expected this morning with potential flooding in different parts of the Gem State and eastern Oregon.
Brenda has been out live for us all morning long checking on the conditions. She was in Nampa. She's now in Caldwell. Jim is in the Weather Center with the latest on today's severe weather and the warnings out there. So let's get right to Jim with that. Jim, what can you tell us at this hour?
Yeah, let's look at the latest storm tracker right now. The center of what was Hurricane Hilary became a tropical storm, now just a low pressure system, lifting up into western Nevada, but the bulk of its moisture heading all the way up into eastern Oregon and just into western Idaho. So portions of Owyhee County, Malheur County, on up into Canyon, Payette, Gem, and northward into Washington and Adams County, seeing some moderate to heavy rainfall going on. And we have flood watches in effect for much of southern Idaho as a result of the heavy rainfall, especially for mountain areas where flash flooding is possible. 1 to 2 inches of rainfall may come in eastern Oregon and some western mountain locations, already over an inch in some central mountain locations since yesterday. Wind advisory is also in effect this afternoon. I want to show you the latest in eastern Oregon, moving up toward Baker City. Very heavy rainfall, kind of unusual for them. They may end up with 1 to 2 inches of rain. And now heading up into Nampa, Caldwell, eastern Oregon, northward, heavy rainfall again, and another batch of moderate rain now heading up into Meridian and Boise as we speak, with another band coming through with temperatures in the 60s right now. Let's take a look at what's going on in Canyon County. Again, our Brenda Rodriguez and Troy Colson are out there in Caldwell right now. Looks pretty wet, Brenda.
It definitely is wet. We are on 10th Avenue here in Caldwell, and yes, we finally made it to Caldwell, and we are still seeing a downpour, as you can see in my jacket, but I also want to show you a little puddle that I found here. We can just show, we are seeing some little puddles accumulate throughout the road here, but you can see it really piling it up. But I also want to mention that there has been reports of power outages in rural parts of the lower Treasure Valley. Right behind me, though, you do see the lights that are starting to blink. So now it's transitioned over to just a stop sign here for everyone commuting. I also want to show you a little bit more of what that looks like for those commuting on this specific road. As I mentioned earlier, you start to see a little bit more of the water pooling on the side, but also in between the roadway. And one of the things to mention this morning for those commuting out here, there are some tips for you. You make sure that you use your headlights and windshield wipers and keep storm drainage clear. This will just help prevent that localized flooding. There is a map on ACHD's website to help locate that information, but overall, the National Weather Service in Boise, they just want to, they live by, or they're mentioning rather this quote here: if you see water over the road, turn around and don't drown. I mean, it might not look like a lot of rain on the ground, but it's really starting to pile up. So it's better to be safe. Don't drive over them if you can. Try to avoid them as best as you can. But right now there is that downpour coming down, as you can see, as you can probably hear. And I'm just going to mention, Maggie, Justin, these raindrops are pretty thick. They're very big raindrops out here.
Yeah, they are. They look like it coming down on you, Brenda. So try and get some cover there. Thank you for your report.